Alright, so we gave her a diagnosis for anemia. Zero education, dozens of opinions, a man of the people in the worst sense, though I have to admit I'm not always fair to him. It's true, he's trying, dude. What about you? Are you gonna burn me? Even if you're gonna be burned, I promise you won't be burned alive. No slow, excruciating roasting. Pain-wise, a sandpest is easily worse than a slow roasting, Doctor. You don't ever want to find out. Are you in pain right now, or is your self-control that strong? Mr. Tiny here told me I could be useful to you, before I die, that is. Said you can find something inside of me that slows the pest down, so go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want me to draw some blood? Or do you want to draw some blood from me? Alright then, where did they bring you in from? I walked in here, from home. Caught it from my neighbors. Knew as soon as the skin on my chest started peeling away. So I waited a day. The neighbors' screams stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning. They were all dead. Me, though, I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. Why do you need to know that, Doctor? You are truly an honorable person. I admire your courage. Any minute detail can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have family? All on my lonesome. My, look at these palms. Skinnery worker? I'm a dyer. Been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, the next is blue, then yellow. Could that be why this fever of yours doesn't do me anything? Toxic pigments. It's a possibility. Okay, so the asterisk denotes heart beats too fast, but that could be a personal trait. Feeling skinny, he mentioned, unlikely to be the stone disease, most likely eczema. Okay.
I didn't understand that.
Oh, my phone thought I was talking to it. All right, let's see. Eczema. Do we want to mark stone disease or do we want to mark it out? Fast heartbeat. Oh, I should rapid pulse. So he probably has burning fever. What happens if I get rid of that and instead add... Okay, rapid pulse doesn't have a combination with stone disease. So it's gotta be this. Rapid pulse, burning fever. Ooh, redness on palms. But that's nothing. I don't know. His skin is yellowed. Huh. Hepatitis. Could be stone disease. I see, so we're marking it. I see. Now what happens? How do I do this? Anything here? Nothing. Okay. Have you sorted it out, doctor? Will I be useful in your remedies? My vaccine. It's a vaccine I'm working on. And please allow me a couple clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnosis. It's a plague, of course, the sandpest thing in it. That's what I'm talking about. Your second diagnosis will show how your body is fighting the sandpest. Well, blow me down. 2 ailments making me healthier than if I only had one? But you know best, doctor. What did you want? To question me, right? Question all you want. The skin on your foot is yellowing. Liver conditions could cause this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot? That's dye, doctor. I'm a dyer. A tub spilled once. Here's the burn. It's old, and it's healed over time. It's smaller and parrotlier than before. Yakov, Little. Where is he when he's needed? He should see a symptom disproven. He's always putting all sorts of things into the chart, then diagnosing every disease in the world. Is that all, or have you got more questions? You complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? On the very middle. I knew right away. The skin turns nasty when you're plagued, right? Eczema, that much is obvious. The symptom can indicate one of 2 diseases. Now, to tell them apart. Let me take another look at you. I might have overlooked something. Alright, so, the yellowing of the skin... We're gonna patch that out. We're gonna do stone disease off, burning fever for rapid pulse. Yep. I don't know how to get over there. How do I do the diagnosis? How do I do diagnosis? I only know how to do it with the mouse. Oh, diagnosis description. Here we go. Okay. Burning fever. Let's look at it. Highly contagious disease caused by the Clara virus, transmitted through contact and breathing. Usually disease presents fever, headache, and abdominal pain. Later, ulcers and eczema appear on the skin. Itchy herpetic rashes are observed. The patient experiences psychosis, frequent fatal outcomes among densely living and working populations, people living in crowded conditions, people living in unsanitary conditions. Okay. But he's not in crowded conditions, so what about hepatitis? Liver necrosis can be caused by a viral infection. It can also develop in individuals who abuse alcohol or drugs. The pre-icteric phase of hepatitis is characterized by weight loss, nausea, and diarrhea. Sometimes skin itching and eczema can occur. Icteric phase is marked by jaundice, with previous symptoms gradually regressing. The patient complains of pain in the liver area. Poor hygiene and substance abuse significantly increase risk of death. Fatal. Alcoholics, drug addicts, people with autoimmune disorders. He's missing other symptoms, though, so I just don't know. Talk to him again. More questions for you. Give me your hand, please. I'll take your pulse. I believe I've noticed your heart behaving erratically. It's too fast. Began running fast not too long ago, doctor. Can hear it myself, thrashing like it's caught in a snare. Too fast indeed. Your pulse and the eczema together give a clearer picture, yes. Finally... I was afraid I just kicked the bucket without helping any science. I can pinpoint the diagnosis now. These 2 symptoms make it certain. Okay. So, again, it is eczema and rapid pulse, meaning it is burning fever. Okay. Ah, death. From Pathologic 2. Filat. And that's the story of my life and times up to the present moment. Why do you want all these details from me? A half hour's worth of talking, and it was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know why the sandpest can't get me, because I certainly find that fact interesting. I'd say even amazing. As Associate Professor May Maevsky would put it, yours is the kind of curriculum vitae we're looking for. That said, it has a few obscure spots. You sure you're not overstating my importance, Doc? Right. Olympsky corked the termitary shut, and you've been guarding it for 6 days? Since Tuesday. It's the 3rd time you're asking me. May I ask you why you distrust me so? Are you sure that everyone inside is healthy? Is there no way the disease could sneak in? Who knows? At first they said there'd be a blowout of some kind, of sweet soot. It settled on the walls later, looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees, in how they respond to things. Soon as one makes a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There was a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know. What are the people there saying? They're shouting. Lots of clamor. And a nasty kind of clamor, too. It's what you'd expect. They're not having a great time, stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals, not enough drink to go round either. The place is, after all, a poorhouse. Our fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the days of struggle. Small wonder they're slamming into walls. If it was up to me... The Olgimskis call them worms, don't they? The venerable Vlad described your primordial kin to me as being essentially beasts. You can't lock up a living creature against its will. It's how you turn people into proper beasts. But try so much as hinting at that to our Olgimski yes-men. They're dead drunk on power. Used to be all right working with them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen. All right, let me ask you this. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. I used to be as hardy as a bull wrangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy. My knees give out. It's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. And is this condition of yours progressing? I don't take a great interest in my own person, doctor. Got enough people to spend my attention on as it is. But I have trouble doing my job because of this. It's a rugged man's job. Disrobe down to your undergarments, my good guardsman, I'm going to examine you. Since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe. And a cauldron can only seethe for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. We're in the middle of an epidemic. The quarantine is a necessary measure. I would certainly take note of this pertinent critique if I had any other options. Okay. Strange redness, a rash, bites, something else. There are red spots on his face, too. Get the back of the legs. Veins are definitely damaged. The question is, how old is the damage? Okay. So, rash, vein damage, looks like bradycardia. He has red skin, right? He's getting weak. Yeah. It's bradycardia, I think. Disease caused by a group of viruses varying with the epidemic focus. Humans contract the virus from animals in their waste. Yep. Disease begins acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea, and or vomiting, accompanied by a headache and photopia. After 3 days, a rash appears on the skin, and facial flushing becomes evident. Yep. Disease causes internal bleeding, leading to a patient's death. Let me go, will you, doctor? I don't understand all this commotion about me. What makes me so special? Besides, I've got work to do, is delusions of grandeur. Work? I'm sorry, but you're going to have to forget about your work for now. You must remain at the hospital. I used to guard locked up people, and now I've been locked up myself. That's life for you, isn't it? That's the kind of joke life plays. There's nothing to debate here. You can't stop a plague outbreak without putting strict measures in place. Oh, I was just musing to myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood or take a pill? The weakness you reported accompanies too many different ailments. I must have clarity on the rest of your symptoms. Told you my entire life story, doctor, and you still want more? Ask away then. The veins in your legs don't look very healthy. Have you noticed that before? My legs, they're that way from all the time I spend standing up. It's my job as a security guard. 16 hours of standing every day, and old Gimski won't spare a stool for us to sit down. Said it's not the proper way, bad for discipline. It's imperative to ascertain whether or not this is a genuine symptom or a false one. You're quite lost in thought, doctor. Am I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around little old me being at the center of this brouhaha. There's a syndrome that fits the description, but it mostly affects drunks. So I'd like to ask you, good sir, do you consume alcohol? Do you do it on a regular basis? In what quantities? Quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert. So my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary, I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself. Your moral fiber is of no concern to me. To drink or not to drink is a personal choice. Mine is purely medical interest. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit, period. No, I can't in good conscience put a stamp on my diagnosis. I don't have enough information, not without a home inspection or a neighbor's testimonies. I'm going to your house. My house? Why on earth, Doctor? I can understand talking to me, feeling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood. But what's searching my home? Like I'm some bandit? What did I do wrong? Am I mistaken, or are you seriously frightened? Are you that reluctant to have me visit your house? You did hide something during the interview, just as I thought. Well, well, well. Not at all what I expected from a man of medicine. Going off to break into my house, imagine that. Your agitation is extremely suspect. Alright, he's in the Skinners. Interesting. Alright. Here I study the patients and work on the vaccine in the Marrow. Factory, hindquarters is plagued, so he lives in the Skinners, and that's his house. To understand Filat's illness, I will have to understand his life. Alright. Okay, he can run. Let's go. Oh, worms. Urgene erhed bainahi mende erdem. Amaha medene uge hara ugub. He wishes you many years of life, Erdem. The bulls I vaccinated yesterday. Have you brought them? Shiama rene de dipyashi. Bukhandinai khanab. Amaha. The bulls were stolen, Erdem. Khalish Tachende, Bukhanud, Bukhud, Baikhada, Bolocho. I believe some of these, I know some of these words from when I played Pathologic 2. Someone translated like the step language or like derived what some of it was written from. I believe it comes from like various step languages. Like there's an actual, I don't want to be wrong about it, so I'm not going to say what culture it's from, but there is a place, there is a language that's similar to this. It's not exact. Or maybe your bulls perished even. Mother Bodo knows where. So have they died or have they been stolen? You're disassembling. Stop it. Deep breaths, Stankovsky. Deep breaths. Count to 10. Only a fool loses his temper. The town looks really great. Holy smokes. And things are sectioned off now with gates. Arches with clocks? How the fuck? Where am I? I'm up here. I need to go over there. Okay. Can't interact. Fucking confused. What? Oh, it's just over here. Okay, I can.
Peeling, crackling, screeching.
Interesting. Navigating the town. To plot a route, select a district name or a marker where I want to go. Whoa. Okay. Okay, this is massively different to what Pathologic 1 was like. Or Pathologic 2. This is bananas. You actually have to... You use the map to do this? Dangerous districts require attention. Individual play. Oh, it's Clara.
There's a lot of me, not so much of you.
Listen to me, Bachelor. Please, just set our differences aside. They're accusing me of being the Sand Plague itself. Oh, dearest colleague, how dare they? You must have been hurrying here so you could heal and bless the sick with your sainted touch. Don't you laugh at me. You know I'm helping you. We're in this together, working towards one goal. We're just different, so we each do it in our own ways, however we can. Clara, you're extremely suspicious, and that's a fact. I'd call you duplicitous even, two-faced. That wasn't me. Not me, but my double, my twin sister. I didn't know. I've told you, and that her aspects of yours too. He didn't believe me for some reason, even though he did see us two together. These are the orderlies who arrested you, right? If you came from outside the district, they would have just sent you away, so you must have snuck in from the inside. It's the other way around. I just feel where the infection will erupt next, and I go there to help. Please, you have to believe me. I'm tired of these ridiculous games. You're a big girl, Clara. It's time to answer for what you've done. If anyone, it's she who's ruining my reputation. My twin sister. She must be here somewhere. Try looking around. You might be able to catch her. Do you believe me then? Farewell, you pitiful delusional changeling. Wait, I just saw her in another... But Clara the changeling. My slacker assistants, the mortality rate among them. Those poor devils are looters. They just kept on coming. Today. There was a rumor that an out-of-town bandit who was packing firepower had been getting busy here, till suddenly he wasn't anymore. Can't shoot the sand pest, you know. But everyone fancies a firearm these days, so they're flocking to his mortal remains like a moth to a flame. So townspeople are arming themselves? They're preparing for the worst by the looks of it. And where are that bandit's remains? Why bother finding that scum? He's lying around somewhere, waiting to be collected. We've got enough on our plate right now with these would-be scavengers. No time for revolvers at all. Do you want extra patrolmen here? We're managing for now. Those moths had a little ammo on them, and some pilfered odds and ends. One fool had stuffed his knapsack full of tin spoons, probably never seen real silver in his life. Everything of value has been sent to the town hall. We kept the ammo. Send the ammo to the town hall as well. There's this gray-haired little man there named Crow or Jackdaw or some such. Have it delivered to him specifically. Okay. Bachelor's prototype. The plague fog conceals danger. Hold right bumper and use this. Oh. How the fuck does this work? I see it. Okay, so that's plague fog. Ones lying on the ground cannot be saved, only relieved of suffering. If I help them in their passage from the world, I can take their time for myself. Requires the same resources as combating my own mind. A correct dose must be administered. Injected drugs ship the cursor along the gauge. You must land within the highlighted zone before the dying person's heartbeat spikes. Overdosing will amplify the suffering, and I must alleviate it. Switch between slots, left bumper and right bumper. Inject the drug. Right trigger. Okay. There we go. Alright, so I took their time. Patient's passage away was swift and painless. Alright, so we stole some time back. Consumables can be kept within reach. Select an item from the pocket. Quick use with X. Ah! Interesting. Healing poultice. I have no idea what this ointment is. It smells disgusting, but it works like a charm on bruises and abrasions. Sedative. Sometimes even Bachelor Dankovsky drinks valerian extract just like his grandmother used to. Strychnine. Addictive. With each use, effect becomes weaker. Camphor. Stimulant. Rubefacient. Causes irritation, just like everything. Tobacco. Okay. Oh, I don't think I can use this stuff while my hands are empty. How do I use again? I thought it just said select and then... Am I wrong? How the heck do you use it? I don't understand. Alright, that's fine. We just have to... I think this is the house, right? Oh shit, I'm so far away. Alright. While apathy is high, time itself will... The will to live in amalgam slip through my fingers. Without amalgam, other days of the story become inaccessible. How do I use it? It's not letting me use it. I'm like trying desperately. It's like just, it's straight up not letting me. I'm really confused. Oh, I can just use like that? What the fuck? Alright. So what do I want? Oh, okay, that was bad. We want the opposite of that.
Rewind.
Okay, I see. Oh, plague.
Migraine. Yes, this is a migraine.
Right, we're out of the infected dangerous district. I didn't even look for the body. That's fine. Can't talk to him. Oh, wrong way. That's to the termitary. The town really feels like it's moving differently than it did before. Or its positioned, wow, laid out differently than it was in Pathologic 2. This is very intriguing. I mean, it is like, it's the same overall, I think. But it's also different in like small ways.
Drilling my temples.
Did that increase? No, that's his health over there. So he's hungry. The thing on the left is hunger? Possibly? So I just wasted that. Oh well. Alright. I like that he can kick trash cans because he's pissed off. I'm extremely excited for this. What is that sound? This is it, right? Yeah. I'm enjoying the music in this quite a bit.
I'd rather not hear at all.
Ah, a woman. I just mopped that floor and now you're walking all over it. It took forever to scrub clean, you know. Apologies. I'm not very good at walking in a handstand. My legs always veer off to the left for some reason. Look at that devastation. Impressive. How did it even happen? Stop with that clowning, will you? First he's turning the bathroom upside down, but it's our only one for all these apartments. People wash their kids there and take their own baths on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They keep it clean. And now there's you with your remarks. Bet you're a pal of Filat's, aren't you? The locals are right. The doctor's more an enemy than a pal, which of course merits its own study. An anthropological one on the tendencies towards self-destruction. Filat is in the hospital now. He's under observation. I'm here to find out how he got sick. So Filat's in the hospital. Perhaps that's for the best. Have you been living in the same house for long? Do you know him well? I take it the trash bathroom is his handiwork. Yes, his. There's nothing good about any of this, but aren't you being a little too hard calling Sam? Is he often this out of control? What kind of person is this typical of is an easy guess. You often get this with drunks. One moment he sits there quietly, then he's delirious all of a sudden. With all this ruckus and mess, at least he didn't punch anyone out. I've interviewed Filat, and he said he stayed away from alcohol. He didn't drink before, but go ahead and look out that window. The town's falling to pieces. It's enough to make a saint start drinking. It's like people have gone crazy. Some grabbed a bottle, some grabbed a knife. It's hard to stay human. Everyone's inner beast is looking to break out. So you know for certain that Filat trashed the place in a drunken haze, or is that just what you're assuming? Well, what do you think happened? He didn't just trash the shared bathroom, he was sick all over it. The whole place was a mess. I thought I'd never get it clean. Do you know what it's like to mop up someone else's vomit? How would a smart dresser like you know that? Filat vomited. That's what matters. It's a symptom that hasn't been noted before. Have you figured everything out you needed? I'd like to finish with the cleaning here. The kids downstairs will be here soon to wash their hands before eating. They'll be better off if they don't see this mess. Can we go back to his drinking once more? Your delirium hypothesis is logical, but it's only conjecture. In fact, his denial of drinking habits sounded very sincere to me. Do you happen to know any illnesses he's had in the past, chronic or acute, whatever you can remember? Yeah, we'll do this one. Who wants to confess to something shameful like that? The thing is, his lifelong sots are proud of it, and it's the new-made ones that are ashamed. I hope he's ashamed. It's anyone's darn guess if he is. It's like he's become a completely different man. For all I know, he's lost all sense of himself at this point, gone completely off his rocker. Off his rocker? There's something new again. Are you talking about the bathroom incident, or is there another evidence that he's off his rocker? He has episodes, you know. Before he thrashed the bathroom, I'd hear his muttering coming behind his door every night, and he lives alone, no family, and no one visits him. My husband and I used to be his only friends. He started talking to himself, and that's a sure sign. You may be right after all. The hallucinations do point towards delirium. But even you make getting this information feel like pulling teeth. This changes the picture completely. And you? Why didn't you take your shoes off right away when you walked in? Because you didn't think of it. Neither did I with the muttering. If I told you everything now, I have my limits too, you know. Mopping floors is hard enough, but bad-mouthing a former friend is harder. I'm sorry for the poor dummy. Just a minute. Is there anything else you can tell me about Filat? Do you happen to know any illnesses he's had? No, that man was never sick. Strong and tough as a cart horse. And I mean, I could easily imagine him pulling an actual cart. That's why they hired him to guard the old Gimski meat cannery back in the day. Guarding the meat processing plant is a tough job. It may have been the thing that undermined his health to begin with. If you ask me, Filat may be built for the job, but it's not a job for him. The termitary needs security to make sure the step brutes aren't beating about the town, but he was getting sentimental about them. That's why he and I fell out. We argued about whether worms and herb brides were our equals. Some security guard. He argued with me too about whether it's right to keep people locked up in the face of a looming epidemic, about whether people should be isolated for their own good. What a thing to say. Stop trying to confuse me. I don't have time to pick your philosophizing apart anyway. I've got a bathroom to finish cleaning. Filat got into philosophizing too, and it destroyed our friendship and made him an alcoholic. There's no good in that. Where's Filat's room? I'd like to take a look before I go. It's further down the hallway. Here's the key. I've got work to do. Been breaking my back for half a day here, and whose fault is it? A fool who's a drunk now. Hallucinations and vomiting on his record, according to a neighbor. Okay. Alright. Vomiting. Where's hallucinations? I mean... infection by microorganisms found in twire sprouts and products derived from twire, or a consequence of abusing twire-based alcohol products, twirine. Patients experience muscle weakness, sweating, depressed mental state, migraines, dizziness, often accompanied by gastrointestinal symptoms. After 8 to 12 hours of exacerbation, hallucinations, photopia, and seizures frequently manifest. Allergic reactions to skin reddening, yellowing may occur. More severe cases of intoxication, twirin, epileptic seizures occur. Extreme cases that can lead to breathing difficulties, coma, and death. Alcoholics, inhabitants of the steppe. It's complicated. So why is it saying they're... Now, what happens if we remove vein damage, I guess? Because he says it's from standing. There we go. They might be insect bites. Is that what we want? Tularemia? I wanted to see the description. An infectious disease transmitted through food contact with rodents, insect bites. Onset sudden with fever, weakness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, headaches. Hallucinations are observed in some patients. Ulcers, redness may appear on the skin. Can also affect the eyes. Moderate mortality risk if left untreated. Immunity is permanent for recovered individuals, not contagious from person to person. Yep, okay. It's probably tularemia, but we'll have to see. Further down the hall, is it right here? There's a kid. Sein Beine Erdem. This is news. The neighbor told me Filat lived alone. By Shiarga. By Hanareb, you're angry. Sheyunde Rebshe. I have no idea what you're saying. Barbarous hic ego sum. Kia non intelligor uli. What? What are you doing here? You've got nowhere to go. Baghaldai. Don't kick me out, Erdem. Are you... I'm a guest here myself. I wish someone would kick me out so I could go home. Not going back to the Warren. Oh, you must be from the Termitary. You're just who I need. You people call it the Termitary. Aida hamni chayrena. You smell like danger. Bolesh bialshe. Go your own way. How can a person's larynx make sounds like these? Are you humming directly with your vocal cords? Ene sheyun hun geheshebshe. Leave me alone. So how long have you been out here, brave young man? I'll tell, just let me go. There's a crawl hole out of the Warren. A Chai Filat watches it. Helped me go around the angry guards. Terra Namaya Barba. Why didn't you just stay there? Let me guess. Love struck? Or did he break your code of laws? A Chai Filat sounds like a savvy fellow himself. How much did he charge you for his help? Medene uchoye harauch. So Filat took you in. That hallucination of his was you? It was you he was talking to in the night, not voices in his head? Achai Filat took in, hid, sheltered, so no one sees. No one returns me to the Warren. Bechodorho. Bayarchie. Kurhieheb. Talked quietly. Vilganogahon. Yaja Shesherneb. So no one hears. So hallucination should be removed from the list of symptoms. Ugh, why does it have to be so complicated? Where's Achai Filat? Yu'un Boloho. How is he? Finally, some sensible talk. He's in the hospital. He's ill. I'm a doctor, and I need to find out what he's ill with. Will you help me? I will. Namda Tayechegi. Irataib. Achai Filat sickens. I saw it. He sickens. Does Filat drink? Vodka, wine, those steppe herb infusions of yours? At first glance, I can't see a single bottle. Not a drop. Strict on himself. Doesn't allow me either. Chadin Shengi Khatu. So the neighbor was mistaken after all. Perhaps she wanted to be mistaken out of spite. The reasons don't really matter, though. The reasons doesn't really matter, though. Should just be reason. What matters is he wasn't drinking. So his vein problems must indeed be from standing up at work and not from drinking. How else can I help? Save a Filat Erdem. Beshamha Asunab. Stay put. Don't you dare sneak away. I need to look around, and then I'll ask you more in a bit. Okay. So, we can do this. We can do... let's do rash. I'm going to remove that. We're going to do vomiting, nausea, hallucinations gone, vein damage gone. But he does have a rash of some kind and or insect bites. It is... It's possibly tularemia. Where's rash? Vein damage was ruled out. Hallucinations were Ruled out. Nephropathia epidemica. An infection caused by bacteria found in unwashed fruits and berries. Metropolitan Institute suggests fruit worms as carriers of the infection. An infected person initially complains of chest and hallucinations resulting from damage to the heart and brain tissues. Subsequently, the poison produced by infected tissues manifests as blackened veins on the patient's hands and changes in the shape of pupils. Black rash is possible on the body, especially in the back. Okay, so it's not that. And is it... I do think it's going to be tularemia because it's insect bites. And I can smell, I can hear the insects. Now that you promised to help me, will you tell me what happened to Filat? Well, stay put, don't you dare sneak away, I need to look around and I'll ask you more in a bit. Okay, she isn't for talking to.
Be quiet, you lot.
What does it want me to look at? Oh, I guess I can look. A neighbor claims Filat is a drunk and he's trashing the house, talking to voices in his head. What are those? On the bed, huh? Wet rags. Used to put them on his forehead? Oh, okay. Can't tell what they are from the appearance. No label on the pills. Filat took them. Did he know he was sick? An escapee from the lockdown termitary. Genuinely concerned about Filat. Even rats would probably be disgusted. Who would eat it? Dinner leftovers. Food in this state usually thrown in the trash. Rotten. Smells horrible. Rats? Mice? The bait inside is still fresh. 2 patients turned over to the assistant. Third one is a tough one to crack. A little investigation is needed to clarify his diagnosis. Okay. Okay. I'm confident it's tularemia. Because it seems to come from, didn't they say that? Bad food or whatever? No, not influenza. Food, contact with rodents, insect bites. Yep. That is what it is. It's definitely tularemia. I don't think I'll find anything else in this abode. I'm no detective after all, but now we must discuss my findings. Are you ready, Filat's hallucination? Hi, Filat's not crazy. Don't joke about this, Erdem. I found some pills. Medicine. What are these? Who was taking them? The rags on the bed look like they were used in a compress to bind something hot or cold over an injury. Do you know anything about that? I do. Ene chain emnelheche. Achai Filat was hot, tossed and turned, so I put cold on him. Filat's much sicker than he claimed to be. These stoic patients can be worse than hypochondriacs sometimes. Tere edeche hi? I worry for him. There's something rotten on the table. Did you eat it? Is this what made Filat vomit? Hungry. We needed. Munghe uchi. Achat Filat's not rich. Bohos Vlad pays the guards so little. Haru. Was enough for one, not enough with me. Hard to feed two. Achai Filat walked, looked for cheap food. They cheated, sold rottens. Mu hunud. So did Filat eat that rotten stuff or did he not? Did he get sick from food poisoning? This is scarier, Dem. Be ayarab. Never thought to eat the rot. Even Achai Filat forbade. Then his hunger came, crazy-like. L'escalen. Grabbed everything, gobbled everything. I took away, hid, told him bad, rotten will hurt. He didn't listen. Like possessed by some hangry beast. Sudden hunger. Should I add bulimia to the symptoms? No. You'd never noticed such indiscriminating behavior before? A change in a feeding pattern is certainly telling. Never saw a man-wolf bad food like that. What's the mousetrap doing here? Is it just in case or are there actually mice? Olon hulgan nanud. Chedi, lots of them. Bold. Walk here like it's their home. Mice and rat spread disease. Diagnosis coming to mind at once, but I need to double check. Love to show this to Little if he was here. Townsfolk live in houses, call us beasts. Cleaner in the step. Better. They know nothing. Tenechon. Found some pills. What are these? Who was taking them? We don't use these in the step. Bebate becher Medaneguib. Acclaimed Filat said that they are so the head doesn't ache. Another symptom. Good. His head hurt. Terazoboho. Mice, headache, fever, hunger, vomiting, fatigue, and skin reddening. The veins are ruled out, but what happened in the bathroom? Neighbor says drunkenly. No, he doesn't drink. Urtai Echener. He'd eaten bad food, so he couldn't keep it down. Didn't want to make a mess in here, so he went where he could. And there, Jan, water's there for washing. Acclaimed Filat said water scared him. Heard the dripping and went crazy. Can a man be scared of water, Erdem? Jan is life. Okay. Now I can finally return to the hospital, double check some last details, and make the diagnosis. Thank you, young man. I'll say hello to Filat for you. Okay. So we have some other... We have some other stuff. Okay. Where's the... I, like, lose the cursor. Where is it? Damn it. Where did it go? It's, like, not working. Where's my cursor? It's a beta. You know how it happens. Filat. Okay. There we go. Got it back. Okay, insect bites. Let's get rid of insect bites for now. Hydrophobia, headache. Where the heck is it? Headache. Hydrophobia. Yep. And it is a rash. He had a rash. Clinical picture, weakness, bulimia, fever. Why is it bulimia? I guess it's just eating and puking a lot. Caused by a group of viruses varying with epidemic focus. Humans contract with virus from animals in their waste. Disease begins acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea, vomiting. Yep. Okay. No, not influenza. What are you doing? Weakness, bulimia, fever, headache. Why is it doing this? I want to just clear everything. Okay, let's see. Hallucinations. So we know weakness, bulimia, headache, and fever were all confirmed. He had vomiting and nausea. I believe he also had the rash. So yeah, it's all this. And he had hydrophobia, so we know all of the symptoms. Okay, we can go back and we can diagnose him. Ooh, we can trade already? Oh, coffee beans. Nope. It's fine. Keep pressing the wrong button. There we go. All right. We should be able to make it back now to the hospital. I want it. I'm going to use this. It's going to be really bad, but it's fine.
Think.
Oh, that makes me run a little bit. Am I not allowed to go over there? What the heck? I guess I have to go this direction.
I forgot that there's so much of the world.
Mania versus apathy, huh? And you can just make yourself feel a little bit of pain to push you towards mania. Interesting. Make yourself feel a little manic.
I could use some quiet.
Alright. Back this way then. Big ol' bull. Trying to understand what this ticking sound is. It's kind of driving me insane. Alright. Alright. We just gotta go back over here. Okay. Clara. Hey, look at me, doctor, and make sure to take a good look. Are you upset about something? Upset? Oh, he is upset. Listen, I can't talk to you about important matters when you can't get a hold of yourself. Wait a minute, how did you escape the orderlies? And what made this apparition be? You'll have to talk to me, an important talk, as important as they come. You're beside yourself, doctor. Your senses are out of tune, which means you don't even understand which world you're in. You're looking at me here and you see who knows what. No, I'm not seeing anything like that. I'm hallucinating because of exhaustion. You should take a deep breath and count to 30. Whoa! Talk to all the protagonists, 3.5 men. That's clever. I can't believe I found the changeling. The proper changeling. What does that mean? I guess you'll have to figure that out. You'll have to play Pathologic to learn. Because I'm not going to tell you. Ooh, I can't go through there. Fascinating.
My head hurts enough as it is. Damn.
How bad is my health right now? Is it bad? I don't know if it's bad. Not bad. Okay, well, that was a waste. Oh well. Okay, we did it. Fascinating. Just fascinating.
It was quiet in Thanatica.
Bretovka. Here we go. Streamer mode puts clothes on the herb brides. That's what it is. Senite of good life to you, Erdem. Here are your bowls. Behara. Are you still not glad to have them? Glad to hear it. But are you quite certain that these are the same bowls? Can you not tell bulls' faces apart? You can't even tell Odong apart by their faces, Agesha. We are all the same to him, like beasts. How come you're here and not the Odong? Are they afraid I'll punish them for their carelessness? It's not true. I can tell you ladies apart just fine, though you do look similar, like sisters. Of course we do. We are the Khatanga. We are one people. We are the kin. Why did the bull herd say the vaccinated bulls had been stolen? The Odonga told me yesterday's bulls had died. Did they lie? You've insulted them. The worms don't want to deal with you anymore. The worms believe you're a bad man. A churlish, ungrateful man. My chun. My eche Moo eche moo. This can't be done without Burach after all. Are you going to take our bull's blood? I need to make today's vaccine first. After that, I'll get on with the universal one. Alright. Back inside we go.